Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to do a Redline restoration custom. In my last video we did a dull Spectroflame finish. In this one we'll do a shiny Spectroflame finish. I drug this old beater 1968 custom Fleetwood out of my collection to use as my example car, and a beater it certainly is. However, the suspension is in good shape, and other than the bed cover being missing, the car is complete. So sit back, grab an adult beverage, and let's get to it. This Fleetside has seen better days. The window has several cracks, and the body and base are covered in oxidation. Later, after we get the paint off, we'll find that it also has a bunch of nicks and deep scratches in the body also. But no need to ruin the surprise now. So let's see about getting that paint off. So it's really at this point I start to realize I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this Fleetside. There really was not that much paint on it, and what it really has is tons of oxidation. Most Redlines I take apart, the inside is usually nice and shiny with what looks like new paint. Not this car. Even the inside is oxidized. But I decided to go ahead and see what could be done. I picked this car because I wanted a very noticeable transformation for the end of the video, not knowing how much work that's going to end up taking. Let's see what we can do about all that Zamak rust. I began trying to get the oxidation off with steel wool, then discovered that that was not going anywhere, and then moved to a Dremel with a wire wheel. This works, but leaves a rather rough surface, way too rough to polish out. So I had to go to a 400 grit sandpaper and using small wood blocks, sanded out most of the rough surface. I say most because I could not sand out all the nicks and pits without sanding away all the details in the car. I guess the lesson here is one of compromise. I want to get all the wear and tear out of this car body, but I still want it to look like a car when I'm through. Once the sanding was done, I went back with 000 steel wool and removed any remaining defects I could. It was then time to start polishing the body. This is the main difference from my last video. We're not going to tumble this car. Instead, we're going to polish it to a mirror finish. You can see how the polishing job came out. Not too shabby. To get the polishing compound off the body, I use mineral spirits. It cuts right through the compound and leaves a nice clean surface. After this step, I washed the car twice with soap and water. This Fleetside was originally purple, so that's what we're going to paint it again this time. I'm not going to waste your time showing you the painting step. You can watch my last video for details on that. The only thing to note is that dark Spectroflame colors are much faster to paint than light colors. No real surprise there. Let's set this top part aside for the moment and take a look at the base. 1968 Redlines use bent axle suspension. If you've never seen it before, well then here you go. It was so original and different from what everyone else was making at the time that Mattel was rewarded a patent for it. Like most of the early cool things Mattel put in their 1968 cars, it was phased out as a cost-cutting measure. Even the high-end modern RLC cars don't have this type of feature in them. One of the best unintentional features was how easy they are to remove, as you're seeing here. Now that we have the wheels and axles off, we can get to work cleaning up the base. I use two items for this: a small wire brush and steel wool. I usually start with the brush and try to get all the oxidation off. Once I'm done, I move to the steel wool. Then finally I go to a polishing wheel and polish the front and back. The custom Fleetside has parts that were painted black. This included the grille and the cab. I'm going to make a change here that will make this a custom Fleetside. Instead of the cab, I'm going to paint the bed. This is because the bed is in poor shape and not easily fixed. The paint can fill in and cover up the problems in the bed. It would not look all that out of place. If I ever find a replacement plastic cover for this car, then it will cover the bed anyway. I'm using modeling masking tape and then using larger blue painter's tape to cover the entire car and protect it. Make sure everything is super clean before you spray it. Well, here we are. The Fleetside has been painted in purple Spectroflame, then in black accents. You can see the effect of the mirror finish under the paint. The wheels and axles are back on the base. I may change these out for reproduction wheels someday. The window has the new Future Shine treatment done to it to remove the scratches. Of course, it can't get rid of the cracks, but hey, those give it character, right? Now all we need to do is put the car back together. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this restoration / custom repaint. This car started out as something beautiful and then was definitely played with over the years, probably left outside for much of it, then found its way into my collection and now is restored to some of its former glory. I'd hope to get the car closer to mint condition, but it would require an amount of sanding and work that would remove a lot of its details. If I sanded the roof of the cab much more, I'm afraid there would not be much left when I'm done. At this point though, I have a car that I would be happy to display. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.